I wonder sometimes, what are those two doing over there together?
Richard, what do you have?
He'll grab something he shouldn't and try to walk away to hide it. And doesn't matter if he's getting into trouble, Jim, he'll always be there for him.
Are you an accomplice on this?
Jim and Richard are partners in crime. Jim is Richard's assistant. They kind of work the farm together. They're always doing a little something. You got to keep an eye on those two. But in the beginning, Richard wasn't really understanding why this goose was following him around.
Hi, buddy.
Many years ago, Jim was left at a dog kennel, and they were not able to keep him there because they took care of dogs. He was very young at that time, so he came to Hope Haven, and Jim joined a flock of Emden geese. They took him in, he was very happy, and everything was fine. But after some time, they started to pick on him. He maybe was going through like a maturity issue, but they kind of kicked him out of the flock. So Jim was really at a loss, and we were very sad for him too. He wanted someone to be his friend and to protect him. And then Richard came. He saw Richard on the other side of the fence, and he just kind of waddled up to Richard. And Richard's very friendly with all of the animals, so he was fine with that. Since that time, Jim just really never left Richard's side. They're always walking around together. Richard always likes to watch while I feed the animals, and Jim enjoys that because I can toss him some corn and some extra treats. Richard always had a little bit of a mischievous part to him. Sometimes Richard gets the zoomies and he gets real playful, and he'll turn to Jim for company and for play. Obviously, Richard and Jim are a big hit when they're together because it is so unusual to see them side by side. So it's fun to see them do silly things together. Richard and Jim have been a pure delight to have at the sanctuary. We can all learn so much from that friendship. Jim has learned about having a friend that you can count on by having Richard, the farm guardian, as your best friend. He really has grown into himself. He can somewhat interact with the other geese, but he's not dependent on that flock. And he always has Richard to come back to. And Richard, I think he recognizes how much better life is when he has Jim.